Oh my, we are not in Kansas anymore. And we are finally about to face the mysterious aliens, Nebraska, who have been testing us. Success in these final tests will lead to the establishment of formal relations between our races. In other words, we win. I shudder to think what will happen here if we should fail. And boy, is he... That is some kind of ugly there. Yikes. Oh yeah, nothing too distressing about these surroundings. This is perfectly normal. I see things like this every day in my couch acid trips. Those elements of our society that are most ill at ease to have our cultures meet have a few more questions for you, human, Klingon, and Vulcan alike. You can actually refuse to take the test. You'll be sent back to your ship and you'll get a 0%. Obviously, that is not the ideal answer, but you can actually refuse to take these tests if you want. But why would you come this far and refuse to take tests? This is a little snippy right here, but it gets the job done. But of course, you can always consult with your friends if you want to. If you want more time to answer something, you can walk around. You can walk around on your little block here, and you can talk to everybody to see what they think. Of course, they're all going to think we should. Everybody is going to think we should go ahead and take the test. There we go. That's good. Spock, what do you have to say? An advanced technology, a unique culture, and alien ways developed in near isolation. The logical course is to do what's necessary to establish a dialogue. In other words, just take their damn quiz. Yeah, they're kind of, they're pretty shy, these Brassicans. Okay. That's how I feel. We should not quit now that we're so close to the finish line. I agree. And Clar, I brought you here. What do you have to say? Your text is brown this time. You changed clothes on the way in through the portal. That's pretty cool. That's true. Do not be cowed before these aliens. Passivity may be regarded as undesirable to them as bluster and violence. There will come a time when we must march to our own drums before these people. Is everyone alright? Yep, everyone's doing fine. Let's talk to the Brassican and let's begin. There we go. That's fair enough, I guess. That's not very nice. We don't want to, So I guess we'll go ahead with choice number 1, since everything else is really too mean to go on with. Listen, we have modified our legends from our mythic past by what we understand of your species. You will be asked a question, and you may discuss it among yourselves. In the end, only one person may give the final answer. Is that your final answer? Yes. Let it begin. So now, only one person will be allowed to answer every question. We will have to discuss the answers among themselves. We are going to be subjected to a series of riddles, and because I love the Brassican's dialogue, I'm going to go ahead and read it all. It is my right to ask the first query. Allowing for the differences between your species and mine, it is that question first posed by the Riddle Master at the basalt gates of ancient Kham. It is that question posed to the heroic companions we call the Gerent. Answer this. Who among you may go to the greatest pains in the pursuit of life? You may talk amongst yourselves now. I will withdraw until you choose to talk with me. I will answer questions if I can and will. When you have your answer, remember, only one of you may reply. So, what you have to do is you have to talk to everybody, because everybody thinks they are the answer to the question, and they all have logical reasons for believing they're the answer to the question. So let's go ahead and let's talk to everybody. Let's talk to Spock. Well, yeah, that's technically true, I suppose. This is more a philosophical question with many possible answers. That is true. There aren't really right or wrong answers, but there is a most correct question. One answer will seem more satisfactory than all others. Well, okay, Dr. McCoy. We see who you're voting for here. But Mr. Spock has his own reasons for thinking that it's him. He thinks that because he is so respectful of other cultures, that he is the correct answer to the question. I believe I may be, Doctor. The Braskins may agree. But in this case, they don't. So let's go to Dr. McCoy. He's a doctor. His life is spent wholly in the preservation of life and health. That's a pretty good response there. Now, you can't ask Kirk and Clar why they believe, no, I asked you first. There we go. Okay, yes. There we go. You're a ship's captain. But you don't ever want to choose Kirk or Clar for these answers, because they are not the right answer. They have a purpose later on in the mission that that is serving a greater end. And if we get rid of them now, we won't be able to do it later and score ourselves the necessary 100%. So he's seeking out new life, new civilizations. It's all part of the mission statement. Yeah, but Clar is also a captain. You forget, Kirk. Okay. So this is going to come down to a fight between starship captains, is it? Okay. Well, you make a good point there, Clar. But today the correct answer is Lieutenant Uhura. Yes, gentlemen, I think you may be overlooking a fundamental difference. Yes, and she goes to literal pain in the pursuit of life. She is a woman. She can give birth to people. Only I am capable of giving birth. I believe that qualifies me, and yes, I'm not a woman, but I imagine labor does hurt quite a bit. You know, Jim? Everyone believes that they are the right choice. Well, okay, I guess we can see that. I guess everyone can make themselves... Everyone else can make a case for themselves, as indeed we have. So either we must come now to some decision, weighing the strength of our individual opinions, or we can try to get some hints out of him, but I don't think we're really going to need to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and talk to the Braskin, wake him up. We have our answer now. Are you ready to hear it? We have questions to ask. No, we don't have any questions to ask. We are ready. Let the one who would answer the riddle be the next one to talk now. So when you have your answer, go ahead and use that person on the Braskin. There we go. I would conceive and carry that child day and night, sleeping and walking, ill or hale, for 9 months. There we go. That's a pretty good answer, I think. Braskin thinks about it, and he will always say, your answer is accepted, so-and-so. However, this is not to say whether this answer is right or wrong in our sight. And as soon as they answer... Where has she gone? No time for questions, Captain Kirk. So now we move onward, with only 4 of us in the party, to another Art Deco nightmare. I am unconvinced that your alien minds are capable of understanding the honor we do you by treating you to the Riddle Master's questions. You are, after all, nothing like the gerund, who hold a special place in our people's memories. However, mine is the place to ask the second question. Answer this. Who among you wrestles most intensely with the chaos of life? Talk amongst yourselves if you wish. I will withdraw. One person can answer. Very good. So now we go around and we talk to everybody and we get their answers. Spock? This is a question of judgment. A departure locus for a philosopher is more than a providence suited to logical analysis, meaning no right or wrong answer. Okay, and what is your opinion, Spock? It is the very heart of science and endeavor to comprehend the nature of the universe, which is fundamentally chaotic. And because he's all Mr. Philosophy major... do you really think that, McCoy? That's right, okay. Yeah, he doesn't always seem like he's doing a lot of wrestling all the time. He seems to have it fairly in control. So, of course, Kirk and Clar, yes, perhaps you would like me to explain. Let's all listen to me talk now, because I'm the captain. But as always, we have Clar to set us straight here. Ah. Well, that's true enough, I suppose. Okay. But why does Clar not think that's the right answer? It's obvious you have never spent time among Klingons, Kirk. There we go. It's embedded into their very social honor code. Okay. Alright. Well, yeah, that's all good and well, Clar, but, I rock too. But here's Dr. McCoy. Spock's focus is the whole universe, but as a doctor, his focus is life. He's always dealing with sick patients every day. Oh yes, chaotically patterned, all the domain of medicine. Yeah, if you've ever watched a hospital procedural, you know that they're working in chaos every day. Dramatic chaos, ER. Ba, 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 ba. Except maybe Scotty, but he's not here. So yeah, That's pretty good. Ho, I'll thank you not to be insulting, sir. Oh my. Well, alright, we've all got our own reasons. Let's talk and give our answer, which is going to be today Dr. McCoy. You can already see kind of a logical ascension from kind of, not to downplay the importance of Uhura, but least important to most important crew member in our answers here. Which, if you saw that pattern coming, you can kind of already guess who's going to be the answer to the next question, and so on and so forth. Are you ready? Let the one who would answer the riddle be the next to speak. And that speaker is going to be Dr. McCoy. Patterns of chaos are the patterns of life and death, and every day of my professional life is focused on balancing those patterns towards sustaining the quality of life. I am the one among us who struggles most intensely with the chaos of life. Very articulate, very well put, Dr. McCoy. And the Braskin is going to freeze up for a second while he contemplates this answer. There we go. And there goes Dr. McCoy into the abyss. Why don't you just hold your wad, Captain Kirk? The next question awaits. And that next question, standing here on all these way too crammed close together planets, is going to be what? Congratulations for coming this far, Captain Kirk. There are those among us who doubted you could achieve even this. Let us proceed. The third question is somewhat different from those you have heard thus far, but those heroes we honor as the gerund found the answer. Solve this equation. Pig plus X equals cow. Talk amongst yourselves if you may wish. Remember, only one of you can reply. Good luck with this completely nonsensical question. So, let's see what we can figure out from pig plus X equals cow. Well, now hit the brakes there, fast, real fast, Mr. Kirk. That's not quite the question here. Oh yeah, that's the question, right? But Clar heard Tlok Puch plus Sog X equals Sagranav. Closest translation would be Tlok Plant plus X equals Hive Paper. And Spock heard Chicken plus X equals Reality. So, wow, we're kind of answering 3 questions here instead of 1. Okay. Yeah, let's start putting our heads together. Let's try to figure out what's going on here. There we go. Nevertheless, in principle, you are correct. All the questions are illogical in the extreme, however. The added variations on a central theme do nothing to persuade me that this question has any answer beyond there is no logical answer, which I'm perfectly willing to cop out with because none of those make a damn lick of sense to me either. Okay, I don't agree with you, Spock. How do you draw a relationship between a cow, hive paper, and reality? Guess we're gonna spend a few minutes hashing this one out then. Yeah, that's pretty weird. Well, I think you're wrong because you're a Klingon and you're dumb and stupid and your breath smells bad and you're ugly. And you're dumb. You try my patience, Kirk! First indeed. Firsties. Okay, and they're just gonna go on through their thing all day long. So what does that do for my question or for Spock's? So Clar thinks maybe he's got a string of logic going there, and he thinks the common thread is an egg, and therefore I believe egg is the correct answer for X in all our equations. Captain Kirk, in a barter society, might not a cow be worth, say, a pig with a clutch of eggs thrown in? You wouldn't know that because you don't ever spend any time with me, even though I'm totally lots of mega fun. Well, you can just keep on thinking that, Captain Kirk. But everybody has already given their answers, and, yeah, that's, Captain Kirk, you know, good for you for your stick-to-itiveness, but there's no answer here. At this stage, we can only agree to disagree. But a time will come when we must answer to the Brassican. Okay, well, that sounds perfectly reasonable. Does Spock have anything to add to that? I mean, we already know his answer, but in this case, the pattern is superficial. One element plus X equals second element. That's pretty good. I think we're going to go with that here today. We're going to have, well, no, we want to talk to the Braskin and wake him up first. So, we're ready with our answer now. Are you ready to hear it? Let the one who would answer be the next one to talk now. Use Spock, and let's give his Let's give his reasons. The question I heard was chicken plus X equals reality. In fact, this question is nonsensical, as is Captain Kirk's version of the question. Therefore, the pattern is that there is no pattern. The answer is that there is no answer. Thinking about it, thinking about it. Yeah, whatever. Could be wrong, could be right. Who knows? You plan to keep sucking my crew off through some... I phrased that badly. Sucking my crew away through some intergalactic straw? But, nuh-uh. Next question awaits, so you just hold on. And now the final question. I am astonished that an alien like you has muddled your way to this point. It is a great honor that we share with you the Riddle Master's questions to the Jared. This is the last question. How you respond will be most illuminating to us. Cue up the mean, angry, sock it to me music. Answer this. There are 2 of you present. Only one of you may go. Why should you be the one to leave this place alive? I expect you'll want to discuss this. I will withdraw until you address me directly. I will answer questions if I can and will. You might want to discuss this with me to explore your options, as it were. So that's it for today. So, I am going to withdraw until we address me directly again. So we are going to take off until tomorrow, and we will answer the Braskin's final question, and hopefully break on through to the other side. See y'all tomorrow. Let's contemplate the stars out here, though. Very pretty, aren't they? Ooh, Clar. You've never smelled so good as now in this space illusion. Let's get down and dirty. Or let's not. I'm starting to freak myself out. I'll see you tomorrow.